It's CCSD Today with your host, Erica Taylor. This week, we get an inside look at the brand new Sullivan's Island Elementary School. Hear our exclusive interview with Principal Susan King. And learn how the wet lab is bringing nature indoors. CCSD Today starts right now.
Welcome to another edition of CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and I'm standing in front of the beautiful Sullivan's Island Elementary School. During this show, you'll have an opportunity to hear from Principal King and take part in the dedication. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick.
And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me.
Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Chevy. You've got a friend in the car business.
Welcome back to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and joining me now is Principal Susan King, Principal of Sullivan's Island Elementary School. Ms. King, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for being here with us on our dedication.
I know, so exciting. So tell me about this day. I mean, I know first day of school was awesome, but officially dedicating your school, what are your thoughts?
Oh gosh, I have so many thoughts. It really is a joyous occasion. It's really a celebration of education, and I know my students are thrilled to have all the special guests in the building, and it makes them feel really special.
Right, well they should. This is a great day. I know you all worked hard, and the fruits of your labor are very evident, so congratulations to you.
Thanks.
So let's talk about this building. Tell me about it.
Wow, well there's a lot to tell, but I would say the main thing to know about this building is it has so much potential for the flexible use of space.
Okay.
For example, upstairs we have 2 learning balconies. So people ask me, well, what do you do out there? Just look at the view? You can look at the view, and children can look at the view with binoculars, telescopes. We're ordering a special camera right now. But it's also a place where we're doing some rooftop gardening. Mm-hmm. It also might be a place to go and do journal writing or many other activities that lend themselves to being in an outdoor space, but yet that's kind of secured and protected because it is within the school.
Wow. And then we're sitting in the auditorium / cafeteria / gym. You call it your multi-purpose room?
Exactly. So a little bit of the story behind this room. If you'll notice, the tile is very unusual and has lots of different shapes and colors. And looking at other schools, I wanted to make sure that we had some kind of sense of place for the students when they were in physical education class. And it's been great. I think this class has been my favorite to watch. It's been great to come in and see the PE teacher using the different swatches of color to have centers for the students to work at, or to be, parts of, actually work into her instructional program and have them be parts of the game. There was a lot of work with the faculty directly working with the architect, and that was exciting. And one of the things they put into place was having the music room placement change so that it was behind the stage here. So at today's program, when you saw the children enter and exit, they were going directly in and out of the music room. Wow. Kind of making that like a green room.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. I know about how many students attend?
Our target is 500 students.
Great.
We have just a little above that this year.
That's awesome. So, and I mean, talking to parents and grandparents and community members, they talked about, the sense of community and family, and the fact that, students now, they can walk or bike to school, or their parents may bring them in golf carts. I mean, it has to be a sense of pride in the community. And I know that all that you do helps supports that.
Mm-hmm. It is a sense of pride in the community, and I just feel so blessed to be part of this community. One of the many positives that came out of the journey to the rebuild was just kind of a galvanization of the partnership between the town and the school. And so I'm looking forward to, as we move ahead, continuing that partnership to benefit students.
That's going to be awesome. I like that, the journey to the rebuild, and I mean, what an awesome rebuild it was. So I do have one question, because I know around lunchtime you talked about during the dedication students liking different menus, if you will, and I do know that your school is one of the schools that will have the option, the
culinary menu.
Correct. So can you share some of the menu if you are?
Oh yeah, my son and I have both bought lunch every single day so far this year, and the children are raving about it. The culinary menu is, it helps introduce students to some foods that maybe they haven't tried yet, like quinoa or sweet potato fries, and it's also geared toward better health. Better healthy choices, more fruits and vegetables, and using more fresh ingredients. And I would have to say the students are loving it. I am having to push them a little bit sometimes, and it helps if I just walk around and say, wow, this was really good. Did you try this salad over here? That was really good. Coming up in the next few weeks, we'll be opening the salad bar and soup section as well.
That's gonna be awesome.
So it just makes me happy to see kids eating fruits and vegetables
Right.
and trying new things at lunch.
Well, that's great. I told your cafeteria manager that when you started with the homemade soup and salad, that I was going to come back and have lunch, and so she said she would hold me to doing that. So I definitely will. Is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you'd like to share? I mean, your program is unique to the coastal area. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, in this building, my hope and vision is very much that the lines between the outside world and inside the classroom are kind of blurred. So our philosophy is very much that taking kids outdoors and experiencing authentic nature is extremely important, that inspires them, it calms them, it helps them feel connected. It's just such a fascinating content area, and it's so relevant because we live in a beautiful coastal environment here with just so much variety and biodiversity. So with our program, we have a lot of partnerships. We do everything from growing plants that you might find out on the dunes or in the maritime forest right up on our balcony, and then also going out in their actual setting and seeing them there. We do seining. In our wet lab, you saw probably several tanks, and we haven't done a seining trip yet this year, but we are soon. But students have even been bringing in little critters that they find on the beach. So it's, we still do all of the regular subjects, just like every other school, but using the coastal environment as a school-wide theme really creates a sense of excitement and kind of pride too. We have different ecosystems for the different grade levels. Kindergarten is the beach, and they have mascots that are animals or plants that you'd find on the beach. And 4th and 5th grade are the ocean, for example, and each of their rooms has a mascot based on something living in the ocean.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Principal King, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me on this very busy, joyous day. Thank you for all that you do for your students and for Charleston County School District. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Taylor.
No problem. You're watching CCSD Today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We are convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
Welcome back to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and joining me now is Miss Blair. She's the Coastal Ecology Program Coordinator here at Sullivan's Island Elementary School. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for
You
having me.
and your little friend,
yes, a diamondback terrapin.
Okay.
Yes, the only brackish water turtle. He lives in the marsh, and actually this is a female, so she lives in our local marshes.
Great. Well, tell me about this classroom, laboratory, research center that I'm sitting in. I mean, it's phenomenal. I see, there are a lot of tanks, if you will. Talk to me a little bit about what's in the room.
We are extremely privileged here at Sullivan's Island Elementary that, number one, our school is nestled amongst the maritime forest, with the dunes and the beach right out our back door, with the marsh out our front door within a couple blocks walking distance. So we have tried to bring some of that, though we'll be spending a lot of time out in the natural environments. We've tried to bring a lot of that into what we call the wet lab here.
Okay.
So we have 4 mobile touch tanks. Those touch tanks will be traveling around the school. They're actually on wheels, so they'll be traveling around the school. One of them will be a freshwater habitat.
Okay.
One will be a saltwater estuarine habitat or a salt marsh estuarine habitat, and the other will be a near shore habitat. So we're trying to really showcase the best of what South Carolina has to offer, not just here in Charleston, but in the upstate as well. These touch tanks really are the children's window into what's out there. And so due to the fact that we live in such a dynamic habitat, my role here is really to help not only the children, but the parents appreciate the delicate balance that we have.
Right.
And we want to leave as small a footprint as possible externally. So internally, we focus on working collaboratively to understand the relationships that exist outside of the building.
Right.
And by bringing them inside the building, we're able to do that. The children love being in here and exploring. They observe the tanks as they are, but we also take creatures outside of the tanks for them to have a hands-on experience with. And every day I'm greeted with smiling faces. So
tell me about some of the animals that you have in your tanks.
Okay, so right now in our freshwater habitat, we're just getting that going, but we have crawfish in there.
Okay.
And then in our salt marsh estuarine habitat, we have lots of I guess what a lot of people would call the bait fish, with mummy chugs and the mud minnows, the mummy chugs, the killifish, and lots of little finger mullet. But we also have things as different as spider crabs that look quite alien to students and to adults alike, so they enjoy studying those. And we have oyster toadfish, and really everything that you would find in the salt marsh, we have here in our habitat. Then in our near shore habitat, we also have some local fish, a spade fish, and lots of hermit crabs. We have a couple small horseshoe crabs, and we have some little puffers. We're just getting started, so a lot of the organisms we have are smaller because we want them to be able to grow with the children.
Right.
We also have turtle tanks, so we have freshwater turtles, yellow belly sliders, and map turtles in our little diamondback terrapin, and we have some snapping turtles and soft shell turtles, which are really fun for the students to observe because they have the long necks due to the fact that they have a soft shell. They keep themselves buried in the substrate, and they only want to stick their neck and their little snorkel nose up to breathe. So those are fun for the kids to see because you don't ever get to see those out in the natural habitats.
Right.
So just an array really of everything. We try to showcase a little bit of what everything that South Carolina has to offer, and especially the salt marsh.
Wow. Well, there was one animal that you didn't talk about, and you have a frog.
Oh yes, a bullfrog.
Huge.
Yes, his name is Pumpkin. So I am told he just came to us. He was down at the Moat Marine Lab in an exhibit, and he is quite large, and we're working on a larger enclosure for him. But he's very docile, and the children love to see him just because of his size. But it's just he's an American bullfrog, so something they can find out in their backyards. He's just a large one. Yes, he
Pumpkin
is.
is huge.
Yes, he is.
So tell me about the students. What's their reaction when they come in and interact?
It's amazing. They come in, just their eyes are light bulbs. They cannot wait. Every class we begin with a 5-minute our warm up is making observations. Because of course that's such a huge skill that we need to hone. And really, when they're outside and when they're out of this building, they're tied into their iPhones or their iPads or their video games, and so it really takes practice. Kids are born as natural observers, but then as we get older and older and tied into electronics, we become a little bit less observant, if you will. So they come in and they look forward to their warm-up every day because they get to see what's new that I've brought into the tanks. Each week I have new things.
Right.
And they usually draw pictures. We talk about what a good scientist is and that a good scientist focuses on details. They draw pictures, they write illustrations, they write paragraphs. We do a lot of writing in here to tie in, you know, we're very cross-disciplinary in here. Use a lot of math. Last week we were studying sea turtles, and we were talking about the different weights and how many of us it would take to add up to a leatherback or a loggerhead or any variety of the different eight different species of sea turtles. So they really come in excited for the day. I always hear that science lab and the wet lab is their favorite place to be. I get to see every student in this school once a week, so they look forward to that day, and I really hope that they, you know, as Ms. King always says, that we have to, you know, appeal to the heart before we can appeal to the head. And I really hope that in here they are really developing relationships with some of these creatures, and that then they will take that outside and become stronger decision makers as they grow and as they learn to appreciate and cultivate and become stewards of our natural habitats.
Wow.
So.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job,
Thank
Ms. Blair.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And
Thank
thank you for
you.
joining us in CCSD Today. Stay tuned, because we'll be right back.
Some problems are tough. Reaching your customers shouldn't be. Blue Wave and Comcast have the creative edge to make you stand out from the crowd and connect with your customers. Whether you need a commercial for television, video for your website, or a custom-made website, we are the easy solution for every advertising problem.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me. Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you. And you. Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Subaru of Charleston. You've got a friend in the car business.
A lot of our friends that live on the island, they completely support the school, and the more I listened to them, I learned, and my husband and I felt like this was the best choice for our son, Will.
The other school, my uncle built it, and my brother helped build it, so I hated to see it go. But this is a gorgeous school, and my nephew is in kindergarten, and my niece is in third grade. They used to go to private school. I am very proud that their mother and father decided to send them here.
That was beautiful, third graders. Thank you. And thank you, Mrs. Matthias. She actually wrote and composed that for us. It's our new school song.
We're loving it. We're actually a brand new family to the island. I have a first grader and twins in fourth grade, and they are just so excited to be here.
Every dedication of a new school is a time for new beginnings, and this school, fortunately, builds on a legacy of love and devotion as exemplified by the 3 former principals who are here going back to 1950, and the teachers and families that were part of the history of Sullivan's Island Elementary School and will continue to be part of Sullivan's Island Elementary School. The school makes a difference. A town has a school, a resort does not. And we are proud that this school will continue forever and ever. So what a beautiful day, as we already acknowledged. The sun is shining and the wind is blowing and the waves are rushing towards school. And yes, it's a great day, and I loved the song. Thank you for having me here today. I want to express my sincere appreciation for being invited to share in this momentous occasion. I know many people in this room worked many hours and years to make this school possible. Each of you here this morning in some way is part of the fabric and family of this school and the precious children it serves. It is a neighborhood school, and that is evident by the number of community partners and volunteers who are joining us this morning. I passed many people walking, biking, riding golf carts, coming to celebrate this new beginning of Sullivan's Island Elementary School. Principal Susan King and her staff have done a fantastic job this summer getting this school ready for the youngsters and making this an educational place that will truly transform learning and lives. It is unique, it is wonderful, and it will generate great creativity among its students. Your energy and dedication and your commitment, everybody in this room, has made Sullivan's Island what it is, a truly unique neighborhood school. The teachers and principal benefit from your energy and support, and the parents who are here this morning are so dedicated, and it is because of parental support that they give their children and the support that they give to other people's children and to the principal and teachers that makes their job so easy. I was here on the first day of school, and the story of joy and happiness that I read on the face of every parent and every child affirms that the district and town made the right decision to rebuild Sullivan's Island Elementary School. So congratulations to everybody, the town of Mount Pleasant, the town of the Isle of Palms, the parents of all the children who go here. We look forward to great things from this school, and thank you for being here today. Thank you.
I think they're just getting used to the newness, and they love being on the beach, and they love the teachers and the community feel.
As we dedicate this school on this historic, beautiful, natural site, I want us to think about that nature is arguably the most untapped tool we have in education right now. And I want us to use that. I want us to work together, just like we have to rebuild this school, to help engage students at new levels, not just at Sullivan's Island Elementary School, but at other Charleston County schools that may come visit or may do a professional development together or may share ideas between teachers, because you don't have to be at Sullivan's Island to use nature as an educational tool. This is, however, a great place for us to be a leader of that. And I hope that that will reach even beyond Sullivan's Island. Remember, nature speaks to the heart, and as Nelson Mandela once said, when you're trying to get people to learn, to understand something new, you've got to speak to their hearts, not to their minds. So thank you. I could stay all day saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to each of you for everything that you've done for this school. Thank you for being here to celebrate with us today. And I am just thankful to be back home on Sullivan's Island where we're learning by the sea. Thanks.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me. Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Locally sponsored by Ford. Ford is in the race for the cure.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We are convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
Here's a question for you. What does this look like? It may look like a blank screen, but it's really an opportunity for you to reach your customers. With a great television commercial, video for your website, or website design, Comcast and Blue Wave Productions can create the right message to get you noticed. Call today and take the opportunity to make your business stand out from the crowd.
So there you have it, the amazing Sullivan's Island Elementary School. It's such an awesome place for our children to learn. You've been watching CCSD Today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week.